Okay. Let's move on.
Topic 3. Topic 3. So recently, the founder of DSP actually passed away.
Yep.
It was last week or the week before?
It was last week. Yeah, or no, it was this week. It was the 13th.
Oh, okay. Yeah. For some reason,
Monday,
it felt like
Tuesday,
it was longer
Tuesday.
ago.
Yeah, it's just because it was the beginning of the week. But yeah, so Cooper suggested this, our friend, like we talked about earlier, just because we need a fourth topic, and I think this will be a much shorter topic. But basically, he was the founder of DSP. If you don't, DSP's cards company, April, Ajax, Kara, Rainbow, back in the day, they've disbanded, and even further back. So if you don't know I think this is gonna be more of like a DSP history type thing than anything. But yeah, this guy started the company. He'd been having health issues since like 2009, I want to say, which is when he stepped down from like being the head of DSP. So there's like a clear delineation too from like when he stepped down and like DSP's decline. So like the first group he didn't produce was Rainbow, and like Rainbow is a great group, but they didn't have that popularity. And then like going on April and Cards
Ajax.
coming back,
or
but
was
like Ajax was after.
Okay.
So like you can see there's a clear delineation from like because before Kara, like it was like before YG existed, and it was DSP and SM were the two, like in the 90s they were the two big, they were the big two, like DSP was huge because they had
because they had like
Finkel and Sex Keys. So he passed away on the 14th at 64. And yeah, like I said, he had been having issues since like 2009 or something, and when he stepped down, I can't remember exactly when. But he started DSP in 1991. It rebranded a bunch of different times with different names. But he created Sobangcha, Sex Keys, Finkel, SS501. Fire Truck was their first group.
So for those that don't know, Sobangcha made Last Night's Story, which is the song that IU did a cover of for her most recent album.
JM, which the Card did a cover of, which is a co-ed group. Sex Keys, Finkel, SS501, and Kara was his last group that he produced. And so like Sex Keys and Finkel were, like I said, they were the rivals to Hot and SES.
Yeah, basically,
SM.
they ruled the world at one point.
Like they were huge, and DSP was huge.
Yeah, like Finkel was huge.
Like,
they were Tony Hawk.
And also, if I recall correctly from like what I've read, at least, is like they were actually like comparable to SM. Where actually nowadays with the big 100%. 3, SM is like clearly bigger than the other two.
Like they were like equal. Because SM was just starting then, like SES was their first group.
First girl group.
First girl group, Hot. And but from what I've read, like he scouted Lee Yorty on the streets. Like he just had an eye for talent.
Like personally. So like, okay, there's gonna be like, there might be some controversy to this, because based on what I've heard, he treated Sex Keys like really badly. So like, there's probably some controversy, but I don't want to like just like shit all over his name when he passed away recently, and I don't really know all the details. I've just heard stories that he like worked their asses off, even when they like, he would tell them their sales were way worse than they were, to get them to like work way harder and like do like shitty gigs just so they could make more money, even though they were making tons of money. So like I've heard some bad stuff about him too, but he definitely had an eye for talent. Like he was the one who added Hara and Yeon to Kara when I could never remember her name, when the one girl left. When the one that's how
one girl from Kara.
That's how like little influence. I'm sorry, but
I thought it was Seung-hee, but I didn't want to say it without confirming it. But yeah, so like he definitely had an eye for talent. And DSP was huge, and like I said, there's like a clear delineation. Like after he stepped down, you get Ajax, you get Rainbow, you get April, which like clearly not done nearly as well as Kara, and
in the 90s groups did. And yeah, like he helped push. I mean, I think he helped push K-pop into Japan. Like Boa was the only one
he
who
definitely
yeah,
did.
like Boa was
like,
the only person who made it in Japan until Kara.
Well, like think about it this way: like SNSD is huge in Japan, but I'm pretty
Because
sure Kara sold more than
Kara definitely did.
There's some people that don't. There's some people like I've talked to like some like my Japanese coworker. He knows who Kara is. Like he might not necessarily know who Soshi is, but he
doesn't know Shoujo Jidai.
Yeah.
But and I mean, Kara went there first too. Like, Kara went there when they were doing Jumping and Lupin and Mister. Like that was before Mr. Taxi happened. And yeah, they definitely paved the way for girl groups in Japan. I think if Kara didn't exist, I don't think girl groups would be nearly as big. Like I don't think Twice would be as big as they are right now. Definitely I don't think SNSD would have been done as well.
Yeah.
And like I don't think it would be such a mainstream thing that K-pop girl groups always go to Japan and do stuff in Japan, because every girl group does that now. And Kara was like the first one to do it successfely.
Yeah,
like I said, like before that it was just Boa. Like she was the only one who ever had success in Japan from Korea.
Yeah.
He definitely paved the way when it comes to like all these groups that he had some type of hand in creating. That, like, again, even though DSP has sort of fallen off since then, but a lot of these groups are just timeless, or just like they're considered like they're considered some of the best in history, and like that's crazy just to see how much one man had an influence on that. And like not too many people know who outside of April or maybe like Card, not too many people know what I guess the legacy that
how
DSP
big
had.
DSP was. Kara watches over me every episode.
Yes, they do.
So I think we just want to talk a little bit about that. And if you are newer to K-pop, definitely go back, check out Kara and and DSP's older groups, Rainbow and Kara especially. They were amazing groups. Kara definitely was big and deserving of their talent. Rainbow is definitely underrated. Rainbow has some amazing music, and they disbanded before getting the recognition they deserved, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. I think we're good. If you guys want anything else you guys wanted to say?
No, I think definitely how he was as a person or not, his legacy is definitely important.
Exactly. That's what
K-pop industry and stuff like that. Again, Kara, one of my first girl groups that I ever listened to. And honestly, they were huge in me getting into K-pop originally, like way back when. Same with Rainbow with Rainbow's
lifting up their shirts.
that was definitely something. Even now to today with Card is one of our favorite groups, and they've quickly become one of my favorite groups like ever. I really enjoy where DSP is going now, so I hope they can pick up the pace from here.
Yeah, like Kara's number 2 group of all time for me, and always will be after SNSD. They're after SNSD, like they were the second group I really got into, and I think they'll always be that way because they have some of the best music in K-pop, in my opinion. Actually, and that's true. Like he also like found Sweet Tune, and like Kara and Sweet Tune, that's like that was their producer, and he does all of their amazing music. And he's like one of the best producers out there. So, I liked Andrew's description of it as the IOI State of the Union address, because I'm definitely going to be doing this,
as
at least
IOI Entertainment.
Yeah, as the CEO of IOI Entertainment.
The unofficial CEO.
I will definitely be doing this at least once a year, if not more.